Welcome back to Sissy Maya. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an update. Additionally, consider subscribing to my Patreon to get access to these features, and much more. My name is Alex Thompson, and I had just graduated from law school with top honors. But my journey wasn't just about embracing the world of litigation and justice, it was about embracing my true self. As I stood before the mirror in my cramped studio apartment, adjusting the knot of my tie, I couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. The crisp black suit hugged my frame perfectly, projecting an image of professionalism and authority. Yet, beneath the facade of tailored fabric, lay a secret longing that I had kept hidden for far too long. For years, I had suppressed my desire to express my femininity. Growing up in a conservative household, the expectations of society weighed heavily upon me. But today was different. Today, as I stepped into the corridors of power, I vowed to embrace every facet of my identity, even if it meant challenging the norms of a profession steeped in tradition. With a deep breath, I gathered my briefcase and made my way to the prestigious law firm of Anderson & Associates. The morning air was crisp, carrying the scent of possibility as I navigated the bustling streets of Manhattan. Every step brought me closer to my destiny, and with each passing moment, the weight of expectation grew heavier upon my shoulders. As I entered the sleek glass doors of the firm, a wave of apprehension washed over me. The polished marble floors gleamed under the harsh fluorescent lights, and the low hum of voices filled the air. I took a moment to compose myself, reminding myself of the journey that had led me to this pivotal moment. With determination in my stride, I made my way to the reception desk, where a stern-faced receptionist greeted me with a curt nod. "Mr. Thompson, I presume," she inquired, her voice laced with skepticism. I nodded, offering a tight-lipped smile as I handed her my credentials. Minutes stretched into eternity as I waited anxiously for my mentor to arrive. The anticipation gnawed at my nerves, threatening to unravel the facade that I had so carefully constructed. But just as doubt began to creep in, a figure emerged from the depths of the office, striding towards me with purpose. "Alex Thompson," the woman asked, her voice warm and inviting. I nodded, feeling a sense of relief wash over me as I met her gaze. She extended her hand in greeting, her grip firm and reassuring. "Welcome to Anderson & Associates. I'm Samantha Anderson, your mentor for the duration of your internship." As Samantha led me through the maze of cubicles and conference rooms, I couldn't help but marvel at the sense of belonging that enveloped me. For the first time in my life, I felt truly seen and accepted for who I was, not in spite of it. And so, as I embarked on my first day as a lawyer, I knew that the journey ahead would be fraught with challenges and obstacles. But armed with courage and conviction, I was ready to face whatever lay ahead, one step at a time. As the days turned into weeks, I immersed myself in the intricacies of corporate law, eager to prove my worth in a world that often seemed indifferent to those who dared to defy convention. Under Samantha's guidance, I navigated the labyrinthine legal codes with precision and finesse, earning the respect of my colleagues with each successful case. But amidst the flurry of depositions and court hearings, I found myself grappling with a different kind of challenge, one that tested the very core of my identity. It was a quiet Friday afternoon when Samantha called me into her office, her expression grave as she motioned for me to take a seat. "Alex, there's something we need to discuss," she began, her voice tinged with concern. "I've noticed that you've been distant lately. Is everything all right?" I hesitated, unsure of how to broach the subject that had been weighing heavily on my mind. But as I met Samantha's gaze, I knew that I couldn't keep my secret hidden any longer. I've been struggling," I admitted, my voice barely above a whisper. "With who I am, I mean." Samantha's expression softened, her eyes filled with empathy as she reached out to grasp my hand in reassurance. "You don't have to go through this alone, Alex. Whatever you're going through, I'm here to support you." Tears pricked at the corners of my eyes as I recounted my lifelong struggle with gender identity, the words tumbling out in a rush of emotion. To my surprise, Samantha listened with unwavering compassion, offering words of encouragement and understanding that I had never dared to hope for. "You're incredibly brave, Alex," she said softly, her voice tinged with admiration. "And no matter what challenges lie ahead, always remember that you have the strength to overcome them." In that moment, a weight lifted from my shoulders, leaving behind a sense of liberation that I had never known before. With Samantha's guidance, I began to explore my identity more openly, experimenting with clothing and hairstyles that reflected the woman I had always been inside. As the weeks turned into months, I embraced my true self with newfound confidence, finding solace in the knowledge that I was no longer bound by the constraints of societal expectations. And although the road ahead was uncertain, I faced the future with courage and determination, secure in the knowledge that I had found my place in a world that had once seemed so daunting. And so, as I stepped into the courtroom on that fateful day, I did so not as Alex Thompson, but as Alexandra Thompson, a lawyer, a woman, and most importantly, a survivor. The courtroom buzzed with anticipation as I stood before the judge, my heart pounding in my chest. It was a pivotal moment in my career, a chance to prove myself in a profession that often seemed impervious to change. But as I glanced across the room, my eyes met Samantha's reassuring gaze, and I knew that I was not alone. With a deep breath, I began to present my case, my voice steady and confident as I outlined the intricate legal arguments that would shape the outcome of the trial. The opposing counsel watched me warily, their skepticism evident in every furrowed brow and pursed lip. But I refused to be intimidated, drawing upon the knowledge and experience that had brought me to this moment. As the hours stretched into eternity, I found myself caught in a whirlwind of legal jargon and heated debates, each argument building upon the last with a sense of urgency that left me breathless. But amidst the chaos of the courtroom, I remained steadfast in my resolve, determined to see justice served no matter the cost. And then, in a moment that seemed to suspend time itself, the judge delivered her verdict, a resounding victory that echoed through the hallowed halls of justice. The courtroom erupted into applause as I stood before the bench, my heart swelling with pride at the realization of what I had accomplished. But as I basked in the glow of victory, a nagging doubt lingered in the back of my mind, a question that had plagued me since the beginning of my journey. Would I ever truly be accepted for who I was, both in the courtroom and beyond? As if sensing my apprehension, Samantha approached me with a smile, her eyes sparkling with pride. "You did it, Alexandra," she said softly, her voice filled with genuine warmth. "You proved yourself today in ways that I never could have imagined." Tears welled in my eyes as I embraced Samantha, overcome with emotion at the magnitude of what we had achieved together. In that moment, the barriers that had once divided us melted away, leaving behind a bond forged in the fires of adversity. As we made our way out of the courtroom, I couldn't help but feel a sense of hope for the future, a future where acceptance and understanding triumphed over prejudice and fear. And although the road ahead would undoubtedly be fraught with challenges, I faced it with a newfound sense of courage and determination, secure in the knowledge that I was no longer alone. For in the end, it wasn't just about winning cases or earning accolades, it was about embracing who I was, unapologetically and without reservation. And as I stepped into the bright lights of the city beyond, I knew that my journey was only just beginning. As I stepped out of the courthouse, the sun cast its warm embrace upon the bustling streets of New York City. The weight of the day's victory lifted from my shoulders, replaced by a sense of exhilaration that pulsed through my veins like electricity. With each step, I felt a newfound confidence surging within me, a belief that I could conquer any obstacle that lay in my path. Samantha walked beside me, her presence a steady anchor amidst the whirlwind of emotions that threatened to overwhelm me. We made our way through the crowded streets, lost in conversation as we reflected on the events of the day. "You were incredible in there, Alexandra," Samantha remarked, her voice filled with admiration. I've never seen someone argue a case with such poise and determination. I smiled gratefully, the warmth of her praise washing over me like a soothing balm. I couldn't have done it without you, Samantha, I replied sincerely. Your guidance and support have meant everything to me. As we continued our journey, the vibrant pulse of the city enveloped us, weaving a tapestry of sights and sounds that danced in harmony with the rhythm of our footsteps. I found myself marveling at the diversity that surrounded us, the kaleidoscope of humanity that thrived within the concrete jungle. But amidst the hustle and bustle of city life, a nagging question lingered in the back of my mind, a question that had haunted me since the beginning of my journey. Would I ever be truly accepted for who I was, both within the confines of the legal profession and beyond? Samantha must have sensed my inner turmoil, for she placed a comforting hand on my shoulder, her eyes filled with understanding. I know it's not easy, Alexandra, she said softly. But never doubt the impact that you're making, not just as a lawyer, but as a trailblazer for change. Her words struck a chord deep within me, resonating with a truth that I had long denied. For too long, I had allowed fear and insecurity to dictate my actions, to hold me back from embracing my true self. But now, standing on the precipice of possibility, I realized that the time for hiding was over. With a newfound sense of determination burning within me, I made a silent vow to challenge the status quo, to defy the expectations that society had placed upon me. For I knew that true acceptance could only be found by embracing who I was, unapologetically and without reservation. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the city in hues of pink and gold, I felt a sense of peace settle over me, a peace born from the knowledge that I was finally living life on my own terms. And as I looked towards the future, I knew that whatever obstacles lay ahead, I would face them with courage, with conviction, and with the unwavering belief that love would always triumph over hate.